Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to download and install our free blog post template for Divi's architecture firm layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. Next, what we want to do is to download it. So I'm going to click here, add my email address, click on download. And now I need to download the files. So you can see here my files have been downloaded to the bottom of my screen here. So what I'm going to do right away is to navigate to this folder and unzip this file. So here it is. I'm going to double click on it. And now you can see it's right here. Next, we need to go into it. And this is the file that we're going to be using in a moment. Okay, I'm just going to drag it over here. Now over here on my website, what I need to do is to head over to Divi, click on theme builder. So you can see here, we don't have any templates on here. So I'm going to click here on portability, click on import, and I'm now going to find that file that I just downloaded. And here it is. I'm just going to drag it over here and then click on import Divi theme builder templates. So here it is. This is going to be affecting all our posts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a before and after. So I'm going to come over here to my posts and take a look and see what they look like without this template. So over here, I'm going to take a look at Hello World. In fact, what we may need to do here is to just go in and edit it and add perhaps a featured image, because it's always a good idea to have a featured image. So let's replace what we have here. All right, so the one I'm going to add is this one right here. So I'm going to click on Save Featured Image, click on Update. Now I'm going to view the post, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see here, there's no design added to this. So what we're going to do now, back on our site here, on our templates, I am now going to save this. Okay, so I'm going to hit Save Changes. And when I come back now and refresh this, you're going to see a massive change. So I'm going to do that. And now we have this custom layout. Right. So what I'm going to do next is to just show you how you can go in and further customize this in case you have fonts or colors that don't match your website. So back over here to customize, you need to come over here, click this pencil icon, and this is going to take you into the builder. All right, so now that the builder has loaded up, this is where we can go in and make our changes. So let's start off with this description here. So if I click here on this gear icon, it's going to take us into our text module. So this is our post archive and post title, right? So whatever name you give your post, this will dynamically change to whatever it is your post name is. So this is what this template does. So if you want to change the font here, you can just come over here to design. And or you can just click on this paintbrush icon. So this is now going to take us to our heading 1, where you can go in and then choose whatever font you want. So as you can see here, as I select these different fonts, it is changing to the font you want. Okay, so this is where you make your major change. Now you can also further go down here and change the colors. So whatever change we're doing here is going to be applied pretty much across all your posts on your website. Okay. So I'm going to close out of here. Next, we have this text area here. Now, this is showcasing our categories. And again, this is dynamic. So what we can do here is to go in and change these links. So let's say you want to change your font. You can just come over here. Now, the font I usually like using here is called Poppins. So I can just go in and change that. So you can see very quickly that it has updated. And if you have your own colors that you want to use, you can just come over here and choose your colors just like that. Now, here we also have the font weight. You can go in and add, say, medium, for example, or you can go with semi-bold. So whatever it is you want to do will be updating across the whole template. Okay. Now let's move on to this area here. So here we have this section. So this section here also has a background. So this is where we can change this to white if you want to, or you can just give this whatever color you want. Okay, so that's the only thing we can change here. Next, let's move on to this area here. So to go into that, we need to go into our row settings. And again, we need to come to our background. So on our row settings background here, we can change our color as well to whatever color that we have on our color palette. And once you're happy with that, that will just update automatically. Okay. Next, we can also play around with the text here. So again, this is dynamic text, and this text particularly shows the post comment count. Okay. And as we did here before, we can go in and change these links. So let's say I want to change this to pop-in. You can see there it's changing. So you need to do that on pretty much all these three. If you want to change the color, you can always come over here and change the colors. Okay, moving on, we also have the post content here. So again, this is a module. So if you go over here, you can go in and specify how you want your headings to be. So in this case, let's say I want my headings to become, say, pop-ins. I can just update it here and just do pretty much the same on each and every one of these. Okay, now this is the quickest way to actually do it. So if you want to change the colors as well, these are your heading colors. You can just go in and change them right here like that. Next, you have the paragraph text. So here again, you can go in and change this to, say, for example, pop-ins, if that's your font. And you can also change the color itself like that. And once you save this, this is going to be applied across all the blog posts. Okay, so moving on, we have over here to the right, we have this module, and this is our sidebar settings. So again, with the sidebar settings, pretty much it's the same thing. You can go in and change your headings by coming over here. Now for this one here, let's change our font. So you can see here that has been updated. Now that bold doesn't look great. So this is where you can play around and even adjust the size, make it slightly smaller. And if you want to change the colors, you can change the colors over here. Okay, so that is how you adjust what we have here on the side. So moving on, we also have this sign up place here. So the sign up here is very important because it needs specific settings for this to work. So for the sign up, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you go in and set your email account. So we have several email companies that we can integrate with Divi. So here by default we have MailChimp, but if you click on the drop down, we have ActiveCampaign, Aweber, we have all these that we can use. Even Fluent CRM is here. Okay, so once you select it, you choose your mailing list, but you do need to create your mailing list first, because if you don't, then your email subscribers will not go into the right list. Okay, so once you add all that, the next part here is to set your success action. So this is where you determine what happens when someone hits subscribe. So the default message here is called success, but there's also something really cool that you can do. What you could do here is you could create a page which is dedicated to, say, your thank you message. So then when you click on this drop down, you can hit redirect your custom URL, and this is where you would go in and redirect to that particular custom URL. And as soon as someone hits subscribe, they are going to be taken to that page. So as you can see here, it is pretty straightforward to set up. But if you want to further customize this, for example, here on the sign up, you can go in and change the font here to, for example, pop-ins. You can choose the color here. And over here as well, you can go in and change the colors of the fields. So you can change the fields background color. You can see there, I've just added my color, and you can also change the fields text color. But ideally what you want to do here is to make sure that you are using the colors that are on your color palette. Now, finally, let's take a look at the comments area here. So here in the comments area, if we go in here, we can pretty much customize every single thing here. So let's start with the comments. So let's say you want to change that to pop-ins. There we go. We've got that. We can also change the color, and we can just move on and make changes to pretty much everything here. So this is how you can go in and customize everything that you have on this post template. And as I said before, all the customizations here will be applied across all the posts on your website. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.